it's an everyday thing. I'm 22 years old right now, but it's this ain't gonna stop even when I'm 60. Like I'm still gonna be ready to paint or draw or ready to just, you know what I'm saying, just walk through my everyday life with a creative mind. Ever since I got my studio, it's been a blessing to be able to leave, just the comfort of my home and separate the two spaces. I think that's been a big thing for me since I moved in here in September. It's been huge for me. So for me, when I'm in here, normally my phone is on Do Not Disturb. I already set up a little thing for it as soon as I arrive here. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. I do gotta sit down and just, feel myself out again, just get my laptop up, maybe I'll watch a couple YouTube videos. I can't just instantly get to it. I gotta be able to relax. And this is almost like a second home for me. So I'm normally in here with my shoes off. I gotta be comfortable. I can't not be comfortable in here. So for me though, yeah, when I'm in the process of creating, really these like my prints, these are always some really just easy, just for me to loosen up and just to not take my artwork as serious. Those are some that I can just knock out and whether it look good, I can figure out the kinks in my airbrush, make sure everything is working the way that I want it to. So yeah, it's not quite a ritual, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely gotta feel comfortable before I'm able to apply anything to a canvas or get the drawing. After that, if I got projects that's planned out, normally they tucked away in the corner. Once I get some of these knocked out of the way, once I eat something or again, watch my videos, whatever I'm up to, then I just kind of plug that up on my easel up there and just continue to push on from what I started maybe about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Just keep it going. A lot of what I do now is just live through everyday life, or at least everything that I create now, I pull from everyday life. It's when I'm going on like my walks for my day and I gotta talk to myself and go on these, these voice journals that I do, or I'm doing shadow work. I've been learning so many lessons just even in the last year. Those everyday things that I'm going through, and I'm learning how to have friends in my life. I'm learning how to dig back into some of the things that I went through as my traumas in my past. Those things go into my artwork every day. I have to think about those things. For me, it's really hard to have, how should I say, like, it's hard to have shallow thoughts about myself. I have to think about myself really deeply. I have to sit and take the time and be like, this is why I do this behavior, or this is why I do this, and really try to trace that back. If I don't do that, my artwork freezes. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have nothing to work on. So I gotta live life, you know what I'm saying, go through some things, and then I gotta come back to the canvas, eventually for me to produce anything at all. So now, in general, like ever since being in here, like I really, like I said, I love kicking my feet up, and even if it's days I come in here and I don't make nothing, I can come in here and be like, this is a physical manifestation of everything that I went through. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was telling people growing up when I was younger that eventually this is where I'm at. Now I got 4 physical walls I can touch, you know what I'm saying? And it's now there. So for me, every time I'm in here now at this point, like I'm always calm because I feel like I done did the work at this point and I don't have to kick and scratch no more. I can just sit back and, you know what I'm saying? Just take everything in that I did. So it makes me not take my artwork as serious no more. It makes me not as self-critical as I used to be, just because I did all of that work before. And now the only job while I'm in here is just to sit back and just have fun and take it for what it is. So yeah, my process has changed a lot over time. Just mentally who I am outside of my work and bringing that into what I do every day. Like I'm a lot more calm. I'm not in fight or flight mode no more. You know what I'm saying? When you're in survival mode for so long and you trying to figure it out, and it's like now I'm at a point where like I'm peaceful. Like everything is peaceful. It really is. And I had to learn to choose that peace with myself, and I had to learn how to, you know what I'm saying? Just with all of my traumas and stuff like that I went through, I had to learn how to get over those things, not for the sake of the people who did it for me, just to me, or you know what I'm saying? I had to do that for myself. And after getting through all of that, man, like now I can just I can make things and feel comfortable with what I'm doing and just recognize that I'm just here for fun. And you know what I'm saying? It's just my way of expressing myself. I only know that best. So the only thing that's in my way is myself. So, you know, and I still have those. It's not like it's like that every single day. I still struggle every day, you know, every day, just like everybody else do. But I just think in general, like I said, it's a lifestyle now, and I can relax a lot more. I got an archive. None of them are here, but I got an archive at home. My mom, she keep everything. It's some paintings that I despise. I absolutely despise. You know, she always tells me, you know, something that you don't like could be your best piece. Like, you never know. But it's some work that I despise I got at home. So it's probably at home in my closet, flipped backwards the way you can see the back of the camera, can't see what's on the front. I try to, you know, pretend like it's not even there. You know, eventually at some point they'll all come out. It's all just, I'm learning that it's a bigger collection and body of work that comes into play rather than just your final pieces that you produce. So eventually, you know, like even I went to the Picasso event the other day, and it was crazy to see his studies, right? And then you saw study number 1, study number 2, go all the way up to study number 7, and then you see the final project that he actually conducted, and now it's a sculpture, right? And it's just like so many of those things. I'm sure he done balled up throughout. Some things he done kept and turned around in his own closet, that way he don't see it, right? And to me, I'm just learning that those things I have to be willing to be okay with making, right? And it's fine to get bad art done in order to get some of those good pieces out. I've probably made thousands of work in my life from a toddler up until now, but I'm only displaying the 16 of them that are in my studio right now, right? So those things I do have an appreciation for them. I despise it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still my baby. I still made it, right? That's still, you know, it's still mine, you know what I'm saying? If somebody went and tore that paper up, somebody else tore it up, I tweet, you know what I'm saying? But I can tear it up just because that's what I did, right? But it's still a connection that's to that, and those are important for me as well too. So when I was in high school, I had did my first contour line work. I think it was like 2018, and it was like some bogus like project that I just did, right? And I liked the way that it turned out. I actually did it only once, and it turned out really good. I didn't even have to redo the face. I had looked up a photo on Pinterest and recreated it. And my teacher loved it as a project, and she just told me, she was like, I should continue to go with it. So I did that, and it didn't really quite evolve until I want to say like not November, probably around like August 2023 is when it really changed for me. I had did the piece Archangel, and as like, I want to say, I don't know how many it is, but probably like the first 20-ish to like 25-ish range, I was really, really tight in my style. It's the top row and the halfway point of the second row. And I was really tight in my style, right? And I had to kind of take a step back and look at the space that I had to fill up on that canvas. That's a really big canvas. So what I ended up doing was I became a lot more loose and started to use a lot more negative space. So my faces didn't have as much structure no more. And I just started to do like random shapes and then adding the face inside. You know what I'm saying? Just becoming a lot more loose in that style. And ever since then, I think that's when it inspired me that I can kind of take more, I don't know, I can be a little bit more risky with the shapes of my faces that I use. So I think the next project actually after that was my Draymond piece I did with the basketball hoops. And it was like, okay, now I can go from just square, you know what I'm saying, square shaped heads. Now I done, you know what I'm saying, experimented enough, and now I can do circular shaped heads and then just worry about the face after, you know what I'm saying? In most cases, I'm actually doing the shape of the actual head first, whether if it's a floating head or actual full body, I'm actually doing that first before I actually fill in the face. So that sometimes I'll plan them out throughout an entire piece first. Maybe I want a square here or a triangular shape here, and then I'll figure out the eyes that I want to go with it, or if I want facial hair with it or whatever that is. That's kind of secondary. So I think that specific piece taught me to fill up more space and just be more comfortable with experimenting with that style. And since then, it's just, now it's different pieces that are, you know, that are full projects that are completely separate from what I'm used to doing. I think the biggest thing that you can do, I'll kind of word it this way, is just maintain your sense of self, like as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm explaining that to a bunch of younger kids, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, make it a little easier to digest. But I think that is so important. I feel like if you can feel like despite all else, you know what I'm saying, despite of what you go through, when your back is against the wall, it's inevitably gonna be people who try to put you down. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be people who do you wrong and stab you in the back, and that just happens. You know what I'm saying? There's no avoiding that, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to you at the end of the day. You have to get yourself up, you know what I'm saying, and be like, all right, I know that this is what I'm capable of doing, you know what I'm saying, and this is something that I don't want to tolerate no more, and you just got to keep it going.